Hey Instagram, hey Facebook, what is going on? Okay, can you turn it down? Oh, y'all. How y'all doing on this Monday? As y'all always know, I have two cameras going. Oh man, you can see my camera in the camera. Let me see if I can slide this up to get that camera out the way. I guess that's a little better. I don't know. Okay, well, at least you can't see the camera. So as y'all always know, I have a camera for Instagram. This time it's over here. Camera for Facebook, Instagram. I have my camera for Facebook. It's over here. So y'all will see me looking back and forth and back and forth. Yeah. So let's get right into it. I'm not gonna wait too long. What was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. Wait a minute, let me sip a little wine real quick. Since I'm back in the Carolinas, I got my dupla wine tonight. I think my Instagram phone about to fall over. I'm not getting ready to deal with that tonight. Y'all know how my tripod be going for the camera I try and do Instagram on. Sometimes the tripod works and sometimes it don't. I'm just gonna have to get a new one. Just take the plunge and get a new one. Let me see if I can attach it real quick. Give me 1 second. Un momento, por favor. And I'm hot. Okay. Alright. So y'all see me in a new spot. As y'all know, I have moved from Maryland. I'm back home in Carolina, waiting for my place to get built. That was one of the reasons why I wanted to raise my credit score. Let me find something to fan with, because good Lord, I swear, when I'm sitting under lights and stuff, I get hot. I'm dropping everything. I get hot. Yeah, like I said, that was one of the reasons why I started to work on my credit, because I had already thought about moving back home to North Carolina. And I was like, if I move back home, I don't want to move to another apartment. I want to just go ahead and get my own place. So, buy a house. So that's what I plan on doing after researching and watching YouTubes and being a couple of Facebook groups that talk about credit building and everything. I just devised my own plan on how I was going to raise my credit score up, because I knew where my credit needed to be in order to get the loan that I wanted and get the interest rate that I wanted. Because you can have a good enough credit score to be able to purchase a home, but that credit score is going to dictate your interest rate as well. So you want to try and get the lowest interest rate as possible, which means you want to get your credit score up to a higher point. And it's the middle score that that home loans look at. So let's say, for instance, if your Experian was 500, your TransUnion was 540, and your Equifax was 560, they will look at your 540 score. That's how the scores work when purchasing a home. They look at that middle score. So you want to try and have all three of your scores as high as possible during the process. And I would wait to get the credit scores up, so you won't waste your time and mess up your credit further by keep trying to apply for a loan that you know you cannot get. There's no point in that, and you're messing your credit up. Every time you apply for something, it's a hard pull, which most of them are hard pulls. It will raise your credit score, because it's points towards your it decreases your points on your credit score every time you apply for something, whether it's a credit card, a car loan, a home loan, anything like that is going to decrease your credit score. So let me get into talking about how I raised mine. Feel free to share the video if you think someone else needs this information. I don't mind sharing. Let me try and see if I can fix this tripod again. If I can't fix it and it keeps getting on my nerves, I'm just gonna let Instagram go. I'm sorry, Instagram. I'll be patient for a little while longer. All right. So this one strand of hair will not. Okay. So let's just get into it. It's what time? 7:07. So that's been enough time for people to come on in. Come on in the room. All right. So the first thing I did was I got a free credit report from all three credit bureaus. If you don't know the credit bureaus, they are Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. And there is a website that you can get a free credit report. And then during the pandemic, well, I did mine before the pandemic where they was only giving you a free one once a year. But during the pandemic, you can get a free one once a month, which is fantastic. So that way you can keep track of what is on your credit report every month, what's coming off, what's going on, things like that. Now, you don't get a free credit score. So most places you have to pay for a credit score. I was looking at my Credit Karma credit score, which can vary a little bit, and it's not really on the same track as the scores that personal home loan looks at. But I also had oh gosh, what's the other credit score place? I don't know why I can't think of NAV. I had NAV. Because I had NAV for my business, I just went ahead and got the NAV credit scoring system for personal as well. Because I needed it for my business because I was trying to raise my business score up too. So the credit reports are free. Credit score you may have to pay for. Well, like I said, if you look on Credit Karma, it can kind of give you kind of a variance of where your credit score may be, but it may not be totally accurate. Sometimes it may be even higher than what Credit Karma says. So just be aware of that. So that was the first thing I did. The second thing you want to do when you look over your credit scores, you want to look to see where you fall in line. Is your credit score poor? Is it fair? Is it good? And they have scales. You can find the credit score scales on Google. Just Google it. You'll see where they start and where it ends. And you can see where you're at on the line. Also, you want to look at every credit report and look at any accuracies that may be on there, whether it is your name being misspelled, whether it is your address not being accurate, or whether it's a very old address, because I had an address on there from like 20 years ago. And you can dispute those. People don't think that type of stuff helps your credit, but it really does. It really does help your credit. Also, you want to just look for anything that's old, because a lot of things are supposed to be dropped off your credit like in 7 years or so. So you want to look for anything that's over 7 years old. You want to look for anything that's not yours. Sometimes credit bureaus do make mistakes, especially I've seen it when guys have basically the same names. When you're a senior and a junior, sometimes they get the people mixed up, and they make mistakes. So that's what you want to do. You want to look on each credit report very, very closely to find any mistakes. Then the next step I took was I did a dispute letter for each credit reporting bureau. I disputed everything, and that's what it suggests. Dispute everything, whether you know it's yours or not. I'm just saying, especially the old stuff, because they won't even bother to send anything back to the credit reporting bureaus because it's over 7 years old. But dispute everything. Put it in writing. Don't print it out. And there are a lot of dispute letters that you can search for on Google. Just search dispute letters and stuff will pop up. But you still want to put it in your own words, because the credit bureaus have gotten a little tricky. They know that some people just copy and paste some of these dispute letters that are out there, or just print the exact same thing and just add their own stuff on there. So they have gotten some kind of scanning system, like how you have to, like when you're in school and you write reports and they put your report through something to check to see if you copyrighted somebody else. That's what the credit bureaus are doing now. They have gotten slick because they know that the consumers have gotten slick. So you want to rewrite these credit disputing letters, put it in your own words, but basically you're saying the same thing. Add all of your accounts on there, and you have to put a dispute reason on there. So use a dispute reason that is close to what you're trying to do. Like if it's old, just say this account is not mine. You can just say this account is not mine, and you can look for credit dispute reasons also doing a Google search. So just do your Google search, find the credit dispute letters, find the dispute reasons, because you have to put a reason when you make a dispute. And like I said, you want to do it in writing. You want to do it with a blue pen so they know that you did not copy it. Because if you do it in a black pen, it's going to look like it's been copied, and they may just say, nope, not having it. They won't even look at it basically. So make sure you do it in a blue pen. Also, make sure you send it certified. That way you can keep track of when they received it, because they have 30 days to get back with you on the dispute. Okay, so make sure, like I said, you get it certified, because they have a 30-day time frame to get back with you about your disputes. If they don't, then there's another letter that you can send them. And like I said, all these letters that I'm going to be talking about, you can easily do a search on Google. I did a search on Google for some. Some of them I found in a group that I'm in called the Dream Catchers Live Rich group. Shout out to the Dream Catchers. Let me tell y'all, them ladies, this is a majority of ladies. Ladies, we doing our thing. It's a majority of women in there. But they are doing their thing, giving you advice about everything that has to do with finances. They're talking about credit. They're talking about buying a house. They're talking about buying a car. They're talking about investing. They're talking about buying real estate. They're talking about degrees to get, or jobs you can get with no degrees. I'm trying to tell you, get in that group. It's Dream Catchers. Oh my goodness, what's the long name? It's Dream Catchers Live Rich, I think. It's the Budgetnista. I'm sure most of you have heard of the Budgetnista. Her name is Tiffany. She's like a big financial person that's been on countless talk shows and things like that. But it is her Facebook group. If you get in any group as far as seeking help for any type of financial information, that group is my top go-to group. You can put your information in the search for anything, and I'm sure somebody has already talked about it. So search before you ask a question. Don't just ask questions all willy-nilly, because I guarantee you probably 99% of the time your question has been answered. And that's what the good search bar up at the top is for. All right, so next thing I did, like I said, you have the credit bureau has 30 days to get back to you. So during that 30 days, while you're waiting, don't just sit there twiddling your thumbs waiting for something to happen. No. This is where you're going to do some work with trying to rebuild your credit, especially if you don't have any credit at all, because sometimes sometimes no credit can be worse than bad credit, because you have no credit history. They don't know if you know how to pay bills. So I got me some credit building devices. One of them was a self-lender. What a self-lender is basically like a savings plan, but it looks kind of like a loan. So it's basically like a secured loan. If you ever heard of a secured credit card, it's like a secured loan kind of. You say how much of a loan you're getting. You don't actually get the money. You're just paying yourself back, but you're paying it in basically a savings account that's getting a little interest. So for example, I know I may have lost some of you with that one. So let me explain. So my first round, I did a $500 self-lender. I had it set to automatically come out of my account. And so what it is that you have an account, you set up an account with the self-lender. You say you're paying $500 into your savings account. Every month, they automatically take a payment from you and put it into the savings account. At the end of the 6 months or the 12 months, whichever one you decide to do, at the end of the 6 months or 12 months, you receive that money back. So you get it now. Like I said, it works kind of like a secured credit card a little bit, but you just don't have access to the money. You basically just building a savings account. but they report to the credit bureaus to make it look like you're paying on an installment loan. And that's another thing. You want to make sure you have a mix of different types of credit, installment loans, revolving credit, things like that. Revolving credit is credit cards. So that's the next thing I did. I found some bad credit friendly credit cards and shopping cards. So the ones that I got first were, I got, wait a minute, I wrote it down here. Okay, I got Finger Hut. If you have never heard of Finger Hut is like a shopping club. You just go online, purchase something, and you can start off with a $500 credit limit, a $1,800 credit limit, or a $1,000 credit limit. It just depends. Most of the time, they start you off, I think at the minimum is $500. So what you do is you sign up for Finger Hut, and it's a shopping website. You go on there, create an account. They'll tell you what your limit is, and you go on there and purchase something. Now you do have to make like a down payment. So say for instance, you find something that's $40. You may have to make a down payment of $20, and then they'll bill you the rest. So now you're making payments on it. So that's another way of building your credit. The other one I got was Hutton Chase. Hutton Chase is another basically shopping club. I think they may start you off with either $500 or $800. And it's the same thing like Finger Hut. You find something that you want to buy, and you put like a little down payment on it, and then you make payments on the rest of it. Same thing with My Jewelry Club. I got a My Jewelry Club account. Same thing. You find something to purchase, you put something down, and you make payments on the rest of the amount. And then I also got the Capital One card. I think it was a partially secured card, or just a low card, because I think that card was only $200. But it didn't matter with me, the limit. I just wanted to show some good history of making payments. So I got started off with those things. So I have the self-lender. I had the Finger Hut. I had the Hutton Chase. I had My Jewelry Club. And I had the Capital One. So the self-lender showed as an installment loan, and the credit card showed as revolving credit. So I already had a mix. And what I did was I just bought, that's where I bought my gifts at. I'm like, I'm going to spend the money on gifts and things anyway. So that's where I got my gifts for my family or whatever. Because like I said, I was going to spend the money on it anyway. And I would just budget that money, use that money to pay back the card, pay back the shopping club. Capital One, I would just buy, maybe get some gas, or get some little stuff that I needed from Walmart or whatever the case may be. I kept it small. You want to keep your utilization low. You want to stay around 20 to 30%. I stayed at 20 just to, make sure I was way under utilization. Some of them only stayed at 10%, like with my Capital One, since that was only $200. I spent like maybe $20 on it every month. Like I said, I would get like $20 of gas, or like I said, if I was picking up a couple of things from Walmart, that's what I would use it for. Same thing with Finger Hut. I would find a gift to get for like maybe $40. Jewelry Club, same thing. You get the gist. So you want to keep the utilization under 30%. But I would say if you're trying to get there fast and you're in the rebuilding stage, then I would keep it around 10%, to be honest. That's how I kept mine. I kept mine at 10%. And like I said, this is for someone that has bad credit and is trying to rebuild. For someone that is already 650 or better, this may not help you as much. It's still going to help you, but probably not as much as someone that's starting low, because this will actually explode you. You know what I'm saying? It will get that increase on that credit score even faster. But I mean, if you're at 650 or better and you're trying to get to that 800 club, some little things will work in your favor too, as far as keeping your utilization low. You want to make sure you keep that utilization low. Nothing over 30%. You want to make sure you pay on time. That's another thing. Don't get these cards and go crazy. Don't have a $500 Fingerhut and you see all these household items that you need. Oh, I need a new mixer, or yeah, I'm getting ready to get this. I'm getting ready to get some bacon dishes. I'm getting ready to get a new set of luggage. You know, don't max it out to 500 because now you're defeating the purpose. That is not the purpose of building your credit. You want to show that you are responsible so you can get more credit. They only give credit to people that can show that they are responsible. So that is the whole purpose of doing this. That's why you want to keep your utilization under 30%. And like I said, if you're at a real bad stage, I wasn't at a bad stage, but I wasn't nearly where I wanted to be. But if you're at a bad stage and you're trying to get that credit score to shoot up as fast as you can, keep that utilization at 10%. I'm trying to tell you, that's what worked for me. I kept my utilization at 10%. For my Fingerhut, I think I started off at 500. In 2 months, they increased my limit to 800. Same thing with Hut and Chase. I think I started with them at 800. And I think they increased my limit in 2 months to $1,000. My jewelry club didn't increase the limit, which was fine because their jewelry was high anyway. So I would find like the cheapest thing to get just so I could show payments on them. So within 2 months of making payments, I had increased my limit on my Fingerhut. I had increased my limit on my Hut and Chase. I also got my credit reports back in because, like I said, it had been 30 days. Once 30 days occurs, they have to send you an update of your credit report. So that's how you can keep getting fresh credit reports too. When you start disputing, they have to send you the updates in those 30 days. So I took a look at my credit report. I had they had deleted like 5 things off of my credit report. So in 2 months, I got 5 things deleted off my credit report. I had increased 2 of my cards, and it shot my score up to 40 points in 2 months, which was like incredible in 2 months. So I did another round of disputes. When those disputes come in, you see what has been taken off. You see what is still there. Do another round of disputes. Dispute everything. Dispute it all. Dispute everything. And then you have to wait another 30 days. Then in the meantime, after those 2 months, I added a couple more cards because now since my credit score had went up 40 points, I was like, okay, I'm feeling good. Let me look at some other credit cards that are low credit friendly. So then I added on, well, I got to read my writing. I ain't got my glasses on tonight, y'all, and those glasses are packed away somewhere. I think I got a pair in my pocketbook, but I ain't getting up to get it. Okay, I wrote it down. Okay, here we go. I got a where is it? I just had it and then lost it. I lost it again. Okay, I got Merrick Bank. I got Credit One. Now these are all credit cards. These are not shopping cards. These are actual credit cards. I got a Merrick Bank card. I got a Credit One card. I got a Capital One Quicksilver. And I got a Navy Federal card. Oh, I thought I was big time then getting the Navy Federal. Let me tell you, them Navy Federals are good now. I got $1,500 on that Navy Federal and $1,000 on the Quicksilver. Merrick was what was Merrick? Merrick was 600 and Credit One was 1,100. So now my credit score went up again. Now, it does go down at first when you apply because, like I said, anytime you apply for a credit card or a home loan, car loan, anything like that, it does decrease your credit score just a little bit because inquiries do count. They don't count a whole lot, but you can dispute those too. And I dispute all my inquiries. every round, I disputed any inquiry I had got on there. Especially if I applied for something and didn't get it. So, yeah, dispute. That's the name of the game, dispute. So now that I had those other cards, what did that do for me? it showed that I had all the money, all the increase, all this credit given to me, and it showed that I knew how to use my credit wisely. Because again, even though I had a $1,500 credit card, I didn't go all crazy. I didn't buy new furniture. I didn't ball out of control or anything like that. I kept it at $15. No, $150. I'm sorry. I kept it at $150 and didn't spend no more than $150. Like I said, 10%. Even though I had a $1,500 credit card, I never went over $150. And same thing with the $600. I didn't go over 60. Same thing with the 1,000. I didn't go over 100. So y'all get what I'm saying. I showed that I would pay on time every month. Actually, I paid before the due date just to make sure I didn't incur any late fees or show that I was late, because they don't technically report to the credit bureaus unless you're at least 30 days late. But who wants to pay a late fee? And those late fees add up. You can incur like a $20-$25 late fee. You don't want a late fee when you're sitting there and got the money ready to put in. So what I did is, I budget. I have all my stuff listed. I have the due dates listed, so I know when I have to pay it. And that's how I did it. So after I did that and got my disputes in again, I was able to delete one more dispute. But it was like two or three of no, was it two or three of them? No. Yeah, three of them. Three of them that would not budge. So instead of doing another round of disputes, which I probably should have done, I called one of them up and they did a pay for delete. Anytime you pay, ask for a delete. And you can negotiate a pay for delete. What that means is that, and get it in writing before you pay. Get it in writing. Don't pay with a card. But yeah, make sure you get it in writing that they're saying that if you pay this amount, they will delete it off of your credit report. Because what that does is, instead of it still showing on your credit report and showing that you paid it off, but it still shows on your credit report all those late stuff is going to show on there that you're 30 days late, 60 days late, or whatever. It's going to still show on there and hurt your credit. But if you get it totally deleted off, it's like it was never on there. So that's what you want to do. If you do a pay, get a pay for delete. And they have those letters. You can Google as well. Now, I tried to do that with, I think it was Comcast I tried to do that with. For some reason, I don't know what in the world happened with Comcast. But they had, after 30 days, or no, was it 60 days? They had already sent my stuff to their own credit department or whatever. And they do not budge. They don't do a pay for delete. They don't do anything. So I'm thinking, okay, well, paying it off will be better than just leaving it on. So I paid it. And then it stuck on my credit as showing that it's still on my credit, but it shows that I paid, but it's not doing anything for me. And if I had known that, I probably wouldn't have even paid anyway, because it would have been the same difference. It's not doing anything for me. So, but lesson learned. So that's why I'm giving you these little nuggets. So if you have the same situation, get a pay for delete, or just see what you can do. If worse comes to worse and you're trying to get a house or whatever, and they tell you to just pay it, then just pay it. Then I only had one more thing left, and they wouldn't do a pay for delete either. But I learned, and I just did not pay it at all. Because for one, it only shows on one credit report, and for two, it's like 4 or 5 years old, so it's getting ready to come off of there anyway, and it's really not hurting me, so I just left it on there. So that's basically how I raised my credit score up it was actually over 100 points. I raised my credit score up over 100 points in 6 months. So I got it to where I needed to be, so I can get me a better interest rate on my home loan, which I am loving that. But I am trying to increase it at least maybe 15 more points. So what I did is I I got another credit card. I got another credit card. And this was from the loan officer suggestion. So it wasn't my own suggestion. It was from the loan officer suggestion. They said, if you want to raise it up a couple of more points, just get a new credit card and keep that utilization at 10%, and just keep buying something every month and just pay on it. Don't worry about paying on the other credit cards. You don't have to buy something every month anymore and just pay it off. Just leave those at zero and just utilize to the new one and my Capital One. I guess for some reason Capital One pulls some big weight in the credit world. I don't know, but she just told me to keep utilizing that one and the new one that I got. Not the little $200 Capital One, but the Capital One Quicksilver that I got, because that one was the one that was $1,500. So she told me to utilize both of those every month, keep it at 10%, and pay it on off. But she told me to leave at least $10 on there. So that's what I'm doing. I guess that's another trick. So, you keep learning, and once you learn, you do better. So that's what I'm doing. I'm like buying something like $50 or $60, and then I pay everything but $10. So the $10 will go over, and they will see that on my statement as $10. So that's basically how I raised my credit score over 100 points in 6 months. So does anybody have any questions? I hope that helped anybody out. Let me see. I haven't even been looking at comments and questions and stuff like that. I don't think anybody have any comments tonight, which is odd. I never had a night where nobody had any comments. But it's all right. It's all good. Let me see what time it is, because I'm probably making good time anyway and can go ahead and get off of here. Let me just... Yep, it's 7:34, right where I wanted to be. Because y'all remember I told y'all that I want to try and get these lives under an hour, because I plan on transferring them over to YouTube. So shout out, let me give myself a shout out. I am now on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel, Tonya Gemini. So please go on there and subscribe and like and comment. I'm trying to transfer all of my Mondays over to YouTube, as well as I do my budgeting on YouTube. I have some budgeting videos. I'm going to do my buying a home journey, show my journey of buying this house, and hopefully some good stuff. So I hope you guys check it out. I'm also getting ready to do a giveaway. I have ordered some things, but it's gonna be more towards budgeting. Y'all know that's that's what I talk about a lot on my Money Mondays, budgeting and increasing your income and things like that. So I'll probably have like a budget book or some senior funds envelopes, some cash envelopes, things like that. But I am going to do a giveaway. Once I get all my things in, I will post about the giveaway. So y'all stay tuned on that. But in the meantime, please go over to my YouTube channel. Again, it's Tonya Gemini. Please subscribe. Please hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I post a new video. So I'm going to say good night to y'all. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a good night. Get ready to enjoy the football game. I don't know who's playing tonight, but enjoy. Anyway, y'all see I'm wearing my Panthers shirt. My team is sucking this season, but it's all good. We lost again yesterday, but it's all good. So y'all have a good night. I will talk to you guys another time.